welcome to my channel. We're going to go to Index this week and do some trad climbing. This is kind of the overview of the parking area off of Ryder Road. As you can see, there's the outback. Here is the crag. This is Walking Legend wall. There's some pretty fun climbs on that wall. Looking right, looking back towards the train tracks and the road, and then this is what's called the Wart, and the people I'm climbing with this week. You know who you are, and thank you for the delays and the patience. And where the ropes are on the rock there are the two climbs that we're working on this week. Here's a picture of them. This is me rappelling down, because you can set these up as top rope and then rappel down and then climb them as top rope. It's a great spot for mock leading. This is looking over the valley. There's a waterfall, and here we go into my first trad lead. Now, I've had several opportunities to mock lead this and practice placing gear with COF, the climbing mentorship program that I'm doing this year. The guide actually had set up a top rope and was lowering down at the same time as I was and checking each placement and giving me tips and hints on how to place better, just really the quality of the placement. So that definitely gives me some confidence to do this. I'm placing my first piece here, my first cam, and I'm trying to extend this. I don't know if it's necessarily helpful actually to reduce rope drag, because this is kind of a long and blocky climb. There's a couple of ledges and the rope drag gets pretty high. I know if you extend this piece, it doesn't necessarily allow for the same degree of safety if the piece was connected directly to the rope. I felt pretty comfortable here in this first 10-15 feet that I wasn't going to fall. And that's the first hand jam, starting to move up. Now, traditional climbing, if you don't know, is you're carrying all your protection with you on the way up, and then you're placing the either passive or active gear in cracks. The passive gear is basically a stopper that you put into the constriction of the rock, whereas active is a spring-loaded mechanism that you can put in the crack that's smaller and that expands to the size of the crack, and there's different sizes of all of this to depending on the width of the crack or the type of crack. A lot of these are horizontal cracks, vertical cracks. I do place a couple of stoppers in this and also a couple of cams. So I've gone over the first ledge here. I'm starting to go up on this main face. I'm looking for a piece of gear here to place in the crack. I possibly could have climbed a little higher and placed gear, but being so new, I figure placing more gear is probably not necessarily a bad thing, so long as I have enough further up to protect my climb. We also have a friend over here on the right that's climbing banana hammock. It's a 5'9" trad climb. It's pretty tough. It's an off whip. So I did climb that one. That was fun. I climbed it on top rope. But now you can start to see me. I've moved behind the block here. kind of every 6 feet or so, I'm trying to place a piece of protection. Like I said, there's no drilled anchors in this base, so I'm responsible for placing the gear that, if I was to fall, would catch me, essentially. Pretty sure that was me grabbing some stoppers, trying to see if I can get it fit in the crack. But it may not have been the right size, or no, maybe I did find one, because I'm going to extend it here. Now I'm moving the rope up and clipping it into that piece. And once I've done that, I feel comfortable to start moving up. And it's just kind of this process over and over again as you climb up. And it's pretty slow and requires quite a bit of endurance. But this is a 5-7 climb called Smiley Kylie. It's got pretty good feet on it for the most part. As I get up another 6 feet or so, that starts to be the hardest part of the climb. What I call the crux. There just isn't as well-defined hands and feet in that area, so it's a little bit more challenging. Here it is, I'm moving the rope up, clipping in. Putting in a hand jam, looking for some good feet. Really looking for another left hand hold. A little bit of hesitation there as I look around. I do believe I'm at my last piece, kind of where it's at my hip, so kind of starting to move above it here. Trying something new this week, where I'm actually zooming in on myself to get a little bit better view of what I'm doing. In the future, I'm probably going to be mounting a camera mount to my helmet, so I can have that view too. Maybe better views of gear placements and things of that nature. And if you have any helpful hints for me, definitely reach out, drop me a line. The crack system seems to kind of open up a little bit, so it's kind of overhanging, so it's a pretty fun move. Rope in, clipping in. Felt pretty good in this climb. It's always a little nerve-wracking to try something new for the first time. Trail climbing is definitely more risky than sport climbing. Generally, the risk is associated with your ability to place the protection in the case of a fall in the rock appropriately where it will catch you. But the idea with trad climbing is you can pretty much climb anything that has cracks. This opens you up to a lot more climbing routes in the local areas, as well as there's a lot of trad climbing in the Alpine, climbing mountains. Used a bit bigger piece right there in that larger crack. I want to say it was a 2. And then here in just a moment, I'll be placing another one up a little bit higher. I think that was a 0.2. And just kind of a quick discussion about the gear I'm carrying. We're talking about, I have wild country cams or friends, that's what they're called. I have a single rack, and then I also have a set of black diamond stoppers, the full set. I think there might be some that are bigger than what I have, but I have the full main set. Trad gear is pretty expensive, but I am looking to add to that to get a full double rack. So yeah, just trying to protect myself here. So if I was to slip, you know, might fall 6-10 feet, something like that, but I'll be caught with a dynamic rope and no real harm. Now this is that fun move right here. Found a good hand. Kick step up. Get a good hand. Ready to rock. Pulling up over the ledge here. I think in total this climb is about 100 feet tall. So I'm now on top of that second ledge, main ledge. I'm going to move up and right in that crack system. These moves are much easier. Some people may not place many pieces of gear in this and feel comfortable what they call running it out without having protection. But again, I'm a new climber in trad. Might as well get the experience. Throwing in a couple of pieces. Generally with lead climbing, if you were to take a lead fall, you're going to fall the distance to your last piece of protection that you placed or your last bolt in sport climbing. Really double that, because you got to fall down to that bolt and then down all that rope. And then there's the rope stretch. You know how much rope is in the system. It's a dynamic rope that stretches up to 30%, depending on how much you weigh, depending on how much rope you have paid out, and stuff like that. I feel much more comfortable now that I have that one piece in there, because if I was to fall, I'm not going to fall to the last piece that I put in below that ledge. It'll be to that right where my feet are, basically. And as you can see, we had that top rope line that I rappelled in on to my right there. So if anything were to happen, I could grab onto that and feel safe. Give myself a little rest or whatever. But there's always the opportunity to place a piece of gear in the crack and then grab onto that if you have to. I didn't do that necessarily in this climb, but I wouldn't be opposed to using a bit of aid technique, which is another form of climbing, aid climbing, where you're actually pulling on the gear instead of free climbing the moves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in this instance, I had to borrow another half rack of gear, another set of cams to have a double rack, plus my stoppers to be able to do this full climb.
Right?
This is a 5.7.
Yeah.
That is not a 5.7, and you need proper tracking technique. So for me, it was so hard.
Yeah, and some climbing,
Right, it's a 5.7.
especially in the easier grades,
No way that
you really
that
don't
one
want to
is
fall.
not on the same grade.
You know, especially with the climb like this, there's the ledges and stuff like that where you could, you know, fall and hit those ledges, and that could really hurt. So I'm just really taking my time, being methodical about where I'm putting my feet, making sure I feel good.
I think it's next to Walt.
This, we did one next to, talking maybe not the next one, but the part of the one. That was a 5.9.
But Index, Washington is a really, really neat place. Like I said, I'm on a 5.7 climb here. To the right of this is a top rope accessible 5.9, the banana hammock that I talked about earlier. And then above that 5.9 is another climb called Mean Mug. It's a 5.8. It's a mixed sport and trad climb that's also climbable with that top rope on the right. So if you're new to trad or newer, have access to this crag, definitely go for it. I highly recommend it. And I'm going over this ledge here. There's actually about 10-15 more feet of climbing here. It's just really, I kind of go over the edge and it's hard to see. So I do kind of end the footage here soon. But it's a pretty easy crack. There's good feet. I think I placed 2 more pieces there. And then finally topped out. So I do appreciate y'all tuning in today, and if you'd like to see this kind of stuff, definitely hit subscribe, throw me a like, and I would appreciate it. There'll be more to come, especially with this new camera. And here's the city view. This is the general store and Index, and this is kind of the landscape. Look over behind me is the river, where it's pretty phenomenal swimming. And y'all take care. Thank you for tuning in.